Customs and traditions of the Kazakh people are an example of the behavior in the forefront of courtesy and respect. Kazakh national traditions are rich in its customs and traditions. They raise great daughters, noble sons, based on traditions. Features specific to each nation can be defined in its national music, crafts, and customs, and its household traditions. Through this, you can learn vital principles, human nature, the behavior of each nation. Kazakhs are not stingy people. Kazakh people are very friendly. They have a generous heart. In addition, Kazakh people are very talented. They quickly learn all different things. They quickly absorb new knowledge. We highly respect our guests. We prepare a nice meal at dastarhan. It's our nature, psychological characteristics. That's how Kazakhs are. Daughter-in-law, bring my grandson here. Here he is, my lovely grandson. According to tradition, you have to give a present once you see my grandson for the first time. It's called korumdek. Yes, right, the in-laws bring here your presents. Customs and traditions are the laws of life, the basic instrument in education. There is a Kazakh folk wisdom. Even if you will starve for 6 years, you should never forget the traditions of your fathers. Though the era changes, but we see that the Kazakh wedding traditions and customs are still passed down from generation to generation. We have already started to forget. We need to give the korjin to our daughter. Yes, we must give korjin because we brought it from afar. These are gifts from the father-in-law. To nephew, he gives a yearling. With God's will, you will visit the village and take him with you. Through knowledge of the ancestors, we strengthen relative connections. This connection leads to national unity. National unity means that we preserve our people's identity and we care about our people. There is one thing that does not change at all times. It's like an unbreakable thread running from the past. That's humanity, respect for elders, respect in general. You have to show your respect to your family. Daughter-in-law is a hearth of joy. After the appearance of the bride, the house is filled with joy. As the daughter comes into the house, all honorable men proceed to the tradition of education. We Kazakhs have a tradition of educating a daughter-in-law. The daughter-in-law, according to the traditions of the Kazakh people, young daughter-in-law gives the name to her sister and brother-in-law. Mr. Jigib, welcome, come in the place of honor. Oh, Jenishe, I myself come from afar. My horse is exhausted. I dream about a tea from your hands. The Kazakhs have the word gentility. We always ask about the family. The gentility of Kazakhs means to keep the tradition of the 7th generation. You can get married after 7th generation. After 7th generation, they call it either grandchild or relative for the 7th generation. This means they have far connection, you can get married. Therefore, the whole world recognizes the Kazakh people. For Kazakh people, a father's house is a special place. Shanarag still has value as a house, a family. A newlywed couple starts a new life with a blessing, let this family be strong. These are hopes for a new family to be strong, its authority to be high. Our people have a tradition when the eldest son inherits a good share of the property to start a separate family. Son, all this cattle is yours. There is a tradition to give the eldest son the share of assets and let him be a separate family. In your share you have of 10 ewes, 2 cows, a mare with a foal. A younger son is master in his father's house. Daughter-in-law takes today a share of the property with our son to create a separate family. Woman is closest to the dishes. She is the welfare and the heart of her home. Therefore, I want to give you the dishes. One of the features of the Kazakh national nature is hospitality. They set the table and greet the guests with a great hospitality with genuine humor and courtesy. Kazakhs are proud people. A stranger who's coming to a house will be greeted with hospitality. The Kazakhs never ask the price of food. On the contrary, guests were fed a certain part of the meat. First, the in-laws eat meat from the pelvic bone. Girls are given the meat from tibia. And this breast is given to son-in-law, oily and soft. Son-in-law is treated the way, so he will become his own man in the house. Nomads have a comfortable home for traveling, a yurt. It appeared in the ancient Bronze Age. Yurt of the 6 panels is located in the museum. This yurt is designed for the average family. In the yurt, door lintels is low and the threshold is higher. This is done to ensure that the incoming person could cross the threshold leaning on the right foot, thereby exerting respect for the house owner. In ancient times, looking at the appearance of the yurt, you could determine the welfare of the host and living conditions. Yurts are composed of 2 or 3 panels and reach 18 or 32 panels, and the number of concave grating of wooden poles, kirige, can reach from 70 to 360 pieces. Wealthy Kazakh yurts were filled with rich furnishings and ornaments. Kazakh yurt is a national cultural character which is celebrated today. Jarapazan is one of the religious practices that conducted in front of the door of the yurt.
Sarayday görünген қандай жанның үйі екен, мен алмай жүріппін өз ағамның үйі екен. Ассалаумағалейкум, сәлем бердік, айында оразаның аман келді.
Осы үйдің шаңырағы шапшақ екен, жеңгеміз осы үйдегі аппақ екен. Жарамазан айттық біз есігіңе, қошқардай қосыл берсін бесігіңе.
Мен айтқаның келсін қарағым.
Бата беруге байланысты бұл
To give a blessing is a good tradition. Many believe this is a purely Islamic, and many Arabs do not use such a blessing.
Құдіретті күшті Алла, қазақ халқының іргесін аштықтан, алапаттан, соғыстан сақтай көр Алла. Елімнің бірлігін, ынтымағын жоғалтпауға Алладан сұрап жалынамыз. Амин, Аллаху Акбар.
Kazakhs have wise words. Together raised load is light. These words are associated when people come together to perform one operation. This is called asar. For residential buildings, shearing, felting, harvesting hay to perform an emergency jobs that need to quickly finish the landlord calls for help villagers and relatives. Those who came did not take payment for the performance of work under Asar.
Ал ағайын, сіздер жинап отырғаным.
Well, relatives, I have called you to give the share of the property to my eldest son. To do this, closest relatives and the in-laws are invited, and those who wanted to organize Asar. What would you say?
Салт бойынша асар ұйымдастырсам деп едік. Оған не дейсіз, қария?
ынтымағы жарасқан елміз ғой. Дұрыс, ағайындардың.
We're a friendly nation. We invite relatives to do Asar. This updates our traditions. People will be together with relatives. We will be given mercy. This is a good initiative and good support.
Дұрыс, қолдаймыз.
Дәстүр жаңаланып отыру керек. Байып отыру керек. Ескіден арылмаймын деп жаңағы, атам заманғы бір.
Traditions must be updated to become richer. Those traditions that do not meet the requirements of the time do not educate the younger generation and the whole nation, and as an archaism stay in the past. This is the law of life.
Өз алдынан өз бетінше бұлай архаизм сияқты қалып жата береді, ол өмірдің заңдылығы.
Kazakhs are skilled people. Among the people who are singing songs in the vast expanses of steppe, performing kiwi, the needlework, there were many jewelers with golden hands.
Сергек бұйымдар жасаған кезде қыздарға, сонда мен жақсы ақ көңілмен.
When I'm doing jewelry in a good mood and I have bright ideas about girls, then patterns are the same as script, so I write my script with these ornaments.
Сол жазбамен мен жазам.
Jeweler art has an ancient history. On the Kazakh land, there were many places rich with bronze, tin, gold, and various other metals. Through historically documented facts, it's easy to see how our ancestors made jewelry using it since ancient times. In the 19th century, the Kazakh people make more use of silver relative to gold because people believe that it gives a person the energy and strength. If a woman didn't have a silver bracelet on her arm, it was not allowed for her to enter the kitchen because the food cooked by her was considered to be unhealthy. Jewelers mainly produce jewelry. You see an exposition of the museum, which displays jewelry made in Western Kazakhstan. In the natural history museums of different regions of Kazakhstan, relics of praising national traditional values can be found. Archaeological excavations carried out in order to familiarize the younger generation with the history of their ancestors. In the fall of 2012, archaeologists of West Kazakhstan Regional Center of History and Archaeology Research conducted taxonomies both in the village of Terekinsky district of West Kazakhstan region. The excavations found rich burial of a noble woman. Materials found in the Mount of Taksai give elaborate information about the traditions of burial of the ruling class, who lived during the time of the nomads in the vicinity of the Urals and the Volga. Scientific researchers have found that buried women belong to a high caste of her era. Among the relics in the settlement of Taksain's, two most valuable Taksaiskaya comb were found. It attributable to 6th or 5th century BC. The main goal, knowing the tradition, is to find an image of Kazakh women, all women. For example, to find the image of the nation. All this came to us through history, through legends of ancestors. I'm not only a picture, but also through the de jure, that is, by its artistic cast, reproduced.
Ерекше қылып дайындадым.
Archaeological excavations prove who are the Kazakhs and in what era they lived. And coming from ancient times with a people historically deep in traditions, its national treasury and precious heritage never loses its value.